Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 63 of Direwolf20's Age of Engineering series. As you can see, I've got wither skeleton skulls. Where are those coming from? Right there. In between episodes, I popped over to the nether, grabbed a quick wither skeleton, set up a spawner, put an octadic capacitor in there, because we've got power for days, and just added on to the little setup over here. Real quick, threw together some wither skeleton skulls and some storage drawers for all the stuff that we need to do, and I also threw a trash can over here, because wither skeletons also like to drop stone swords and coal, neither of which I feel like I need. So to help mitigate the overflowing of stone swords and coal, they're going into a trash can. The other thing I worked on last episode, right at the end, which you guys did see, was this little setup. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Boom! We've got 32 singularities already. What do we have, like 5 in here last time we looked? So we've gotten a huge amount of singularities, courtesy of this very fast method of overflowing our 64 heavy storage here. Just as a reminder, what we did is over here, we set up a nifty little setup, and it basically grabs some chisels and bits. It uses a storage bus here to make access to those bits easy. And then over here, we keep a certain number of chiseled bits of water in stock, which is constantly being shuffled in there, courtesy of item translocators, which are really fast ways to transfer items. You know, stacks and stacks and stacks at a time. We've got our big reactor running, so everything's kind of going well. I think the next order of operations for us is as follows. So, reminder, we are looking towards getting into Draconic Evolution, right? That's kind of our goal, as it were, for right now. And basically, what I'd like to do is be able to make some of the cool, fancy stuff that Draconic has to offer. What that is going to require, among other things, is a decent amount of Draconium, which we're actually doing okay with. Wow, we've got 2048 Draconium. All right. That is something I just noticed. Let's make one of these. We're probably voiding Draconium at this point because we've got so much. I was not prepared. I assume I've got Draconium down here somewhere. Do I not? And that's just a coincidence? Because that would be a funny coincidence. Do I not have Draconium in a drawer somewhere? That can't be a coincidence. It's a coincidence! Ha! That is funny. All right. That is really funny. That was a pure and total coincidence. So we've got 2050 Draconium now. Thank you for making me look foolish for a second. I do not have them in a drawer. It just so happens that we had exactly 2048, which, you know, is what you would have if you had a drawer that was full that wasn't, you know, upgraded. So we are not voiding Draconium. We're not even storing it in a drawer. So we have lots of Draconium, which is good. Means we're not going to have to create a dimension full of Draconium. We can just let our void miner, which is doing a great job, suck up all the Draconium in the world. Or in the void, as it were. So that's cool. What we need to do next is focus on the ability to automate some other things. Specifically, we automated end diamonds. We automated Draconium ingots. Well, we haven't, but we will. And refined obsidian, also automated. Next up, quantum entangled singularities. Remember, we have to drop a single singularity core and an ender dust and cause an explosion within range of the items. That is how we managed to do this. So today's episode is figuring out a fun way to do that, because I would like to be able to autocraft these and convert them into singular. Look, we've already got another one. It's so awesome how fast it is. So that's good times, right? So that's something I'd like to do. So how are you, by the way? So like what I'd like to do is make another storage bus. That and that. And we'll throw a cable down here. And I'm going to put you to input-output mode extract only. So you can only extract items out of here. I don't want you to start storing items inside the matter condenser, because that's basically a big trash can. So please don't put items in there, all right? For reals. That would be dumb. But in extract only mode, that should give me access to my singularities, in theory. Extract. Can you not extract singularities from the matter condenser? Because that's a thing. I guess we can't extract items out of there. Interesting. What if we got a chest? Are tiny chests a thing? I don't even know. Yeah, they are. Mini chests. Sweet. What are the chances that I can... Where would I want to put this is really the question. I wonder if item transfer can do it. Translocator. Because obviously translocators can put items in. Can they pull items out? That is a question for the ages. Can you not translocator into a mini chest? Today we learned. Oh, that's going to be annoying. How do I want to lay this out? Let's just try it with a regular chest, and then we'll kind of go from there, okay? Hey, look at that. Woot. Sweet. So I guess it wouldn't hurt to just let this thing do its thing until it's full, right? So let's put our storage bus here. I'm going to set you to extract only. Not sure why I couldn't storage bus onto this guy, but oh well. It'll do. So now I should have access to my singularities? Yeah, I do. You can see them right there. Beautiful. All right, so what we'll want to do, I'm thinking I want to set up something like this, where we basically have an ME interface that says, hey, if you put ender dust and a singularity into a precision dropper, it'll drop into the world, and I need something to detect that there's actually items sitting there. So we'll probably, once again, go with integrated dynamics, and we'll try and do it in a way that'll detect both the dust and the other thingy. Like, that would be cool. And then we can activate a redstone signal that'll blow up some TNT, maybe with some obsidian around it. Does that all sound like kind of a fun way to go about doing what we want to do today? That sounds good to me. I guess question one would be TNT, right? So TNT, I'm thinking we might want to go with tiny TNT. It's just gunpowder and Certus quartz. How am I on gunpowder? Do we have like a sufficient enough? I'm going to say no. One thing I should do sooner than later is, I don't want to do it in that room, but I want to expand that room or have another room. And I'd like to set up a dark room for just generic mob kills. And it'll probably look just like that room, except it'll be made with cursed earth. But at least for now, let's go with TNT. We can do tiny TNT. So that can be either type of dust? Okay, cool. So let's teach you how to make tiny TNT. Okay. And you're going to go down here. And now I can make one of those. No problem, right? Cool. Now, tiny TNT, does that destroy any blocks or no? Let's put it by, like... So it does. It does destroy some blocks. So we'll probably want obsidian here, right? So let's get ourselves a stack of obsidian. Cool. And let's figure out where in the world we want to put this thing. And again, my base has gotten to such a ridiculous degree that I don't even know where to put things anymore. There's just been a lot of dynamic growth, I guess you could say. It could probably be done over here, because it doesn't need a hugely large amount of space, but it needs enough. So if I wanted to, I could probably just tap this in right here. This might work. All right, so let's carve out, like, and hopefully integrated dynamics stuff will be able to survive what I want to do here. So basically, we would want some integrated dynamics logic to come in here. Right? So like, here is where we would drop the dusts and whatnot. Probably here might be where I want to put the actual TNT. Right? So let's get our TNT. And that might be where I want the TNT to sit. And we could have some kind of block placement mechanism right here that would hopefully not get destroyed or, you know, exploded. Yeah, unless we could make the remote placer. I never had much luck with these. Isn't there like a phantom placer? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that's what I want. I'm gonna try a phantom placer here, because then I can place that TNT from a distance. That would be cool. Let's give that a try. Phantom placer. Phantom placer will require a phantom face, which I should have on autocraft. Yeah, I do. And I want my that dude. And then phantom placer requires an auto placer, which requires a basic coil and what's it called? Palus. Cool. So that should pretty soon, nice, work. So if I got my tiny TNT, let's get like 10 of them. Right, let's see if we can. So it has a range of 3 blocks, it said, right? So if we wanted to place it there, what I'd probably want to do is have my phantom placer, let's say like here, right? And we have this connected, right? So now, basically, right, I don't want it to be on up. I want it to be on down. Cool, look at that. Haha, nifty. I like everything about it. All right, so now that we've got that working, what I'd probably want to do is like do a keep in stock kind of deal here with your tiny TNT. So I'll do like an export bus to fill that up with a stack of tiny TNT, and we'll be good. So that should actually work quite well. Hopefully you start at the top left and you always place TNT you don't like. Yeah, so as long as I keep that stocked, he should be fine. He may eventually place cobble, but we'll just have to see. Then we just need to activate the TNT with a strong redstone signal, and we should be good, right? So let's get our integrated dynamic components that we're going to need here. So we're going to want a reader of some kind. We have a block reader. Entity reader? That's what I used downstairs, right? This was an entity reader? Pretty, like, 95% sure that it was. Entity reader, yes, cool. So we're gonna need a pig. Here, piggy, piggy, piggy. Here, piggy, piggy, piggy. Excuse me, sir. Sorry. It's for science. Cool, entity reader. And then we want a redstone writer. And then we need... So we're going to want some variable cards. We're going to want some cables. We're going to want, where's my variable logic programmer? And we're also going to want a variable store. All right, we're totally going to need more of that stuff. More crystallized mineral. Let's, did I ever automate how to get that stuff? Probably not. Because you can also put this into, I think, the squeezer, and you'll get mineral resin and crystallized mineral chunks out of it, possibly. Let's do that. Mirror you. You. One, please. Thank you. I'm thinking... Where would I want to auto-process mineral logs? Alright, let's see if I can get this working. So what the what? That seems better. Yeah. I figured out what that was all about. Extract from there, insert into here, so power into here, and then we're going to want some buses, which I crafted conveniently. Export, import. And some cables. And a mineral log, please. So in theory, we basically want to export bus mineral logs here and import bus on you. But I really don't want you connected here. I don't think I want you connected here because you're a P2P channel, aren't you? Like 98% sure that's a P2P channel. And it's not the one I want to tap into either because this one's full. Right? That one goes up to there, and that's 32 channels. So that's actually full. So I don't want to tap into that. Anchor. Thank you. So back to export busing mineral logs. And then basically, yeah. The dire wire is getting real, guys. Not that it wasn't already real, but like it's getting realer. It's getting more and more real by the minute. P2P output. I made one. I don't know if I grabbed it yet. It was in process. Memory card. Check. So if that linked up correctly, we should be exporting mineral logs. Sweet. And then you should create the mineral resin, which should go into here. That should dry. And then import bus into there. Perfect. The basement is getting worse. I know. Huge to-do list. New base at some point. But back to integrated dynamics. We need our variable store, so we'll need a chest. And we'll need at least one more set of these dudes. Cool. And then the only other thing we'll need from integrated dynamics is the power energy battery thing. So we might need more mineral logs. Axe. Do I have a broad axe somewhere? Didn't I have a broad axe? I made one at some point, didn't I? And bone meal. So in theory, you should grow, and then you that should be good. And that should get me like a decent amount of mineral for the time being. So we'll want one of you now. Are you good to make? Close. You should be good in a moment, though. It should be making crystallized mineral chunks right now. See? They're being auto-processed. Hooray! Energy battery. Cool. All right, putting away junk we don't need for a minute. Let's go make this thing smart. So basically what we'll want to do, and I'm going to break this for a sec, but we want an entity reader here on this thing. And let's get our battery and everything hooked up first, because that's usually kind of a first priority, right? So battery, variable store, cables, entity reader. And then what I'm going to hope is that I can do a strong redstone signal here. I think I can. And if I can, it'll mean that I can put a redstone signal through this block. And hopefully I'm right about that. So hopefully this explosion won't destroy this entity reader. And if it doesn't, I'll be happy. Cool. So what we're going to look for is basically having ender dust, which I should probably get around to teaching. Did I teach it yet? How to make that? I've got one ender pearl dust. Well, you know how to make it, so that's cool. Or at least I have some, which means I can do that. And whoops. one of you to that, and that's a macerator recipe if I'm not mistaken. So now I should be able to do ender pearl dust. Cool. Good, good, good. So let's steal a singularity here to be in prep for teaching how this will go. So over here, we can say... So back there, I'm looking for any item. Here, I want to specify which items I want to get, right? I want to say you have to have a singularity and an ender pearl dust in order to work. So what I think I'm going to do to make that a little bit better is from integrated dynamics, I want something else. I need the thing that makes constants. Generator, proxy, logic programmer, materializer. I want one of these. Variable store. And then you're used to make a materializer. Thank you. I don't know if this thing needs power or not, but I don't even think he needs to stay over here. But basically, this will allow me to create constants, right? And the way this works is as follows. I'm going to drop the singularity here, and then I'm going to get entities. I wonder if I can have both. And then put a variable there? This might work. So this is a list of entities. Now if I were to singularity ... and I put one of these here, this should be... So here's how this works, right? This variable card tells you what's currently in front of the thing. This card tells you is like a constant. It like remembers what's there. So watch what happens when I pick these up. This variable card is now, when we look in here, empty. But this card still, I thought, had the list of things. I thought that was how that worked. Maybe I reset it by putting it in there. Singularity. So this is a list of entities, and you can see on here it says singularity, right? I picked these up. This list is now empty, but this list also is empty. I didn't think that's how that worked. I thought that the materializer made constants. Let's do this. I'm going to put you in the variable store anyway. Well, I'm going to need you in a sec. Let's try it. Let's see if I can get it to work, and if not, but I want to just basically do a match. So if this equals this, then output a Boolean signal. Cool. And now if I put these two in here, will this work? And what I'm going to do is get, real quick, to test this, one of these. Okay. And then we'll put this, the Boolean guy, in here. So currently it's false. Will this work? Yeah, so you're currently false. I told it to be strong, so that's good at least. But you're still not equating correctly because you are emptying out and those items are picked up. Weird. Maybe it was the proxy that acted this way. Let's see, proxy? That's the only one I could think of. Out of range. Every now and then this happens, and I don't know what's up with that. Proxy? that what I'm looking for? Instead of materializer, do I want the proxy? I kind of always mixed up these two blocks, so I wouldn't be surprised. So what should happen, or what I'm expecting to happen, is as follows, right? When I drop this here, this variable card recognizes that it's an entity, right? So I put this variable card in here. You can see it's a singularity. This remembers that it's a singularity. See, proxy doesn't make sense to me. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that's it. Yeah, no, materializer is correct. I was right. It's definitely not proxy, it's materializer, but it's not doing what I expect it to do. Which is basically, unless I'm supposed to do this here and this. Yeah, like it's losing its thing, which is not cool. I mean, I could just do it on any item, but I really want to check for both existing. So this variable card now has a singularity on it. You're supposed to store that and remember it. And, like, not lose it. Right? So now when I put these in here, you're supposed to... Yeah, you're supposed to have singularity on you still. Interesting. That's weird. Methinks something not working right. Alright, I think there's something a little funny with this remembering thing. So what I'm going to need to do is as follows. So it's working when I set it to remember blank. So like, see how this right now says there's nothing there, and if I drop this here, it says there's a singularity. This still references a blank value, so it's kind of working. It's like, it's being a little bit funny. It's supposed to wind up like, you know, remembering the word singularity here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically say, with my variable logic programmer, I'll do not equal. So where's not equal? Not equals, right? And we will say, if this does not equal blank, then Boolean. And what that should do is basically say, if it's not an empty space, how'd that get there? So Boolean u, right? Put you in the variable store. You should now be a green check. You're still a true output. By the way, I detected that this thing, even with a strong signal, wasn't sending through the obsidian, so I did this, and it's working. So check this out, right? If there's any item entity here, it'll emit a redstone signal. So in theory, I'm hoping what I can do is get it to the point where it will, and we'll have to test it. We'll see what happens. But hopefully, we're just going to have to test it. Ultimately, what's going to have to happen. Cool. Oh boy, hey, why you, oh right, there was an item there. Cool! That kind of worked all right. Neat. Things kind of worked. All right, so let's get a dropper. And actually additions automatic precision dropper to be correct. I heard the buzzing. Now you, sir, I'm going to basically want you, like, let's put obsidian here and here. And then we'll basically want our dropper, our automatic precision dropper, to go here. And we'll have the interface for this guy. Oh, there it is. I was like, where'd my crafting terminal go? Interface, we'll want one of you. And we'll also want a ranged collector. Which means an advanced item casing real quick. That's machine frame. That's an advanced item casing. And let's also get a void crystal. And that should be good for a ranged collector. One of you. Oh, I already did that. Cool. And then we're going to want another export bus with a crafting card. What's this guy? Calculation processor. Cool. That shouldn't take too long. Come on, calculation processor. Let's go. Thank you. Crafting table card. Cool. All right. So basically, I'm gonna want, and it's funky because I've got this conduit line running through here. But let's run the cabling, because this is the cable that's actually connected to our network. That's the cable over there. I might need a few more cables, by the way. Good, I have some. So we'll stick the interface here, which is hopefully done crafting by now. And then you can run over to here with an export bus for tiny TNT with a crafting card. And you should start crafting tiny TNT and putting it in there. Crossing fingers that we see that. Nice. Beautiful. That's what I want to see. All right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So now in theory, I come over here and I say, hey, you, if you get one ender pearl dust and one singularity, let's see if this works. Oh, we want our ranged collector set up too. I'm going to stick you here. You're going to be whitelisted, so you won't pick these items up. Whitelist that. Okay, so we're going to get 2 of these here. And if I've set this up correctly, it will hopefully work pretty smoothly. So you go in here, and then the last component that I'm going to need is an import bus. This. Import bus. And that has a little bit of crafting to go. Import bus. Here. Right? So you're only allowed to pick up quantum entangled singularities. That should work. The only thing I might want to do is make this have like some kind of delay before it actually shoots, but we'll see. So let's test it by saying I want a quantum entangled singularity. Start. Nice. It picked it up quickly enough. Cool. Okay. Now if I want 10 of these, that's pretty nice. I might want you to go a little bit faster, only because if I request 14 or more, because they don't stack in there, we might have a little problem where it'll probably just wind up detonating a couple extra pieces of TNT. At worst, 1 if I throw some acceleration cards in there. So if I throw acceleration cards in here, you'll be able to sec these items in a little bit faster, and we won't have so much to worry about with that. But I think that's cool. I think that's actually really cool. So that should be functionally automated, and that's good. So how about we do this? How about we wrap up the episode? We'll come back next time, and that's pretty awesome. The only thing I'm going to run low on now is gunpowder. And just like zombie heads, and just like a couple other things I'm getting low on. So I think what I'm going to do is get a bit of cursed earth, which is you put something, drop of evil, which I should have a ton of now. Yeah. Just throw some drops of evil on some dirt. So I think what I'll do between episodes here is, because you guys have seen me make a cursed earth dark room before, right? I'm basically going to mirror this room to the left of it. I'll just build another room like that right here, maybe with an on-off switch with glowstone lamps, and basically set it up as a dark room. And mobs can spawn in there as a dark room thing. It'll be the same thing, pushing them into diamond spikes to collect their drops. And that'll be like a nice passive mob drop system for things like zombie heads, gunpowder, bones, you name it, right? So that will be cool. And I'll pipe it all over. So I'm going to build that off camera, I think, because I suspect you guys have seen me do stuff like that before and therefore don't really have a lot of interest in seeing me do that again. So yeah, for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. As always, take it easy.